All right, ladies and gentlemen, General Greene, it is November 21st, 2025. God bless you here at theislandproject.com. We have a very important video today. The financial markets are in chaos, and a massive attempt at a hostile takeover of Michael Saylor's company, MicroStrategy, is taking place right now by the very evil Wall Street and BlackRock, I believe to be an inside job. And we have massive opportunities in crypto, massive opportunities as we come into year end, massive opportunities into the 250-year reset of 2026, which I believe is the new 1776. Again, if you're just coming in, please like and share. I certainly appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let me know you can hear the general, because this is going to be a huge video. Now, yesterday, we did a very concerning update on Donald Trump's extreme harsh words for Democrats. Now, he has put out absolute bombshell after bombshell of the Epstein release, linking dozens and dozens more of Democrats to Jeffrey Epstein and his trafficking ring. This is huge. In response, leading Democrats came out yesterday and actually ordered the U.S. military, those that serve this great country, and our intelligence agencies to disobey the President of the United States. I want you to think about how uncanny and insane that is. It is literal treason, punishable by you know what, which is what Donald Trump said. Again, to defy the orders, the legal orders of the President of the United States, for our military to even consider that is the most dangerous precedent that America could ever be in. That tells us a couple things that the radical leftist Democrats, and those politicians specifically, which I'm not going to name their names, but we know who they are, actually were calling for a coup in the United States. Now, I want you to think about this. They accused Donald Trump of insurrection, although he had nothing to do with what happened at the Capitol, but then they call for it directly. They tell, literally, to the faces of the U.S. military, our brave men and women, and more importantly, our intelligence agents, to defy the President of the United States. Huge. Now, I've already predicted this. I told you what's going to happen next. I do believe, rightfully so, that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, may in fact order and declare the Insurrection Act in America in what could be very disturbing major U.S. city public protests. I'm praying against it. I hope it doesn't happen, but it appears to be the perfect storm, folks. Financial chaos, political chaos, and Donald Trump now on the war front doing his best, just like Abraham Lincoln. There's a famous quote, I don't have it exact off the top of my head, but he said, should I not punish the defector the same as I punish the person that is telling the service member to defect? And so when you have U.S. politicians, Democrat or Republican, independent, I don't care what your politics are, telling and ordering intelligence agents and officials and the U.S. military to directly defy the U.S. Constitution and legal orders of the President of the United States, that is the recipe for a coup d'etat. It is the recipe for collapse of a nation state. So I want you to think about, it's incredibly dangerous. It's a dangerous precedent that Newsom, the governor in California, who again has political aims to run for the President of the United States, and these other U.S. officials, they're playing a game of fire. Now, although Donald Trump can be harsh, we all say things maybe sometimes we don't mean, I do understand why Donald Trump put out that harsh language, because the whole country is at stake, folks. Our law, our order, our borders, our financial system, the dollar itself. So we're going to update on all this and more. Also, a major prediction, you heard it here first, in addition to Donald Trump declaring the U.S. Insurrection Act as a result of these dirty dealing Democrats, and I believe could be, and hope it doesn't happen, but could be necessary. But in addition to that, the Democrats will attack now that they've been named. Hillary Clinton has been named on the Epstein list, guys. Everybody knows it. Bill Clinton was on the plane like 36 times. He's been named. These people have been called out. It's been revealed to the public. So we finally got what we want. This is huge news and information. And now we are on an extreme slippery slope moving forward here November 21st, 2025. Now, I am bullish. You should be buying everything you can in the cryptocurrency market. You should be extremely greedy here. You should be buying all my top picks at school. You should be buying more. Dollar cost average. Maintain your strict asset allocations. Buy more Bitcoin. It's what I've been doing. Buy more Litecoin. Buy more RSR. Buy more Trump coin. This is what the insiders are doing. So let me explain what's happening. The dirty cabal and the deep state is attempting to collapse Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy. They are attempting to liquidate him and they are attempting to nationalize his company at his break-even price of $65K, which is the average purchase price of his Bitcoin. He, of course, issues bonds, buys Bitcoin. So it's basically like a leveraged stock equity play. They are threatening to throw him out of U.S. indices, and averages. So this is a hostile takeover by people, I believe at least, I have to say it's my opinion, by BlackRock and others that want to pseudo-nationalize in a crypto industry-wide bailout so they can take control of the net neutral Bitcoin before they move everyone into stable coins, reset the system, poof, take over, circumvent, co-opt Michael Saylor's strategy company, and then that way they control the entire market. This is why we see a massive psyop from once Bitcoin maxis like the Winklevoss twins. So we're seeing all these Bitcoin maxis run a psychological operation, sell their Bitcoin allegedly, and buy like privacy coins. On no new news, we've already known all this. For example, like it's apparent, and we've known this for decades, like Bitcoin is not a privacy coin. It is something that you can see transactions moving back and forth. We've understood the risks of quantum computing and all this stuff for decades. So it's not new news. So the question is, why are people like Ray Dalio saying now on CNBC, well, I think there's a quantum risk? Or, well, the government can track your Bitcoin. The government tracks fiat all day long. Your bank accounts have no encryption. If you're worried about quantum computing hacking highly secure decentralized Bitcoin and its global flat earth mining operations and its SHA-256-bit encryption, you've got bigger problems to worry about, Ray. And I say that with respect as a friend. Again, every U.S. banking institution has crappier encryption models than Bitcoin. That means that every major too big to fail bank, every zombie TARP institution bailout company, JP Morgan Chase, which did business with Jeffrey Epstein, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, the list goes on, Bank of America, then they're all at risk. That means all Americans' bank accounts are about to be hacked in a quantum attack and liquidated to zero. And you have even bigger problems than that then, because you should be worried about artificial intelligence and quantum computing breaking all the nuclear codes of all the nuclear proliferated countries worldwide and sending nukes everywhere and blowing everything up, because that's how it's encrypted. Bitcoin is far more secure than any of those other assets. So grow a pair of balls. Again, I see a lot of weak people out on the internet right now. They think, how do I say this? If you don't have the balls, okay, and you ain't buying the dip, you don't deserve to be rich, okay? If you can't handle a little drawdown, you don't deserve legacy retirement for your friends and family. You don't deserve to get diamond balls rich. You don't deserve the 1000X, okay? So, complaining is that of people with a poverty mindset. What I see is complete opportunity here. I've been buying more. I'm not timing the bottom perfectly. Look, it's difficult to time, again, the bottom, but I've had entries on Bitcoin. I bought it 88K. I fully disclosed that to you a couple days ago. I bought it like 83K. Earlier this morning, I missed 80K. I was trying to execute at 80, but it happened so quick. So keep that in mind that your fill orders might not even fill. Even if we go as low as 65K, which we might flash crash because, again, Wall Street is attempting to liquidate in an Enron moment Michael Saylor. Here's all they're going to do. Pressure everything down, destroy retail. Then they're going to pump their own bags in a giant Ponzi scheme to new record highs into the quarter centennial. You heard it here first. They did the same thing in 2008-09. They ripped off baby boomers, told you it was the end of the world, had congressmen come on camera and tell you that there was the threat of martial law in the streets of America. They did the same thing in 2020. Remember, the bat poo was going to, destroy all of us. Right? We had to lock everything down. What do? More bailouts? More interest rate cuts? More dirty manipulation? More of a rig job? And then they pump it to infinity. It's going to play out the same way now. It's all an inside dirty deep state, black cuck, black rock, Larry Stink Fink play. And it's their dirty Kabbalistic plan, these demons. So don't get shaken out here. Again, they want to shake you out before they take everything to new record highs. You heard it here first. You want to be a buyer here. You want to buy on fear, okay? You want to buy on the shakeout. You want to stick to your plan. And here's what's so important. I mean, again, guys, we design all of our investments with no bank debt, every single last one, including my Bitcoin crypto recommendations at school. See my terms. I'm not a financial advisor. Your financial advisor sucks balls. He's still broke and drives a Hyundai. I drive Lambos, multi-million-dollar mansions with no bank debt. We are the freaking gold Rolex, 1,000 freaking X, IP, islandproject.com of tokenized, soon-to-be multi-billion, already acquired fractional real estate, beach and ocean front, because we've got diamond balls. And in addition to that, hyperinflation is here. Property values have tripled since 2020 in the lockdowns. Again, it's all a scam. It's all a racket. The deep state wants to shake you out. They create fear to buy your bags. They did this in 2008 and 09. What did they do? They pumped everything right after. That was the best buying opportunity in world history. Same thing today. They did it in 2020. They told you the bat poo was going to destroy all of human civilization. They said, get your body bags out. Remember that? And then they pumped everything to the moon. They're doing the same thing now. Now, Trump's been a little bit quiet here, probably because he's buying as well. Also, he is organizing his crypto team, the insiders, his crypto Cesar, David Sachs, Scott Bessent. Keep in mind, they're working on the transition into the reset. Trust the plan. We know what they're doing. They'll be issuing and announcing stablecoins. It's the Bretton Woods 3.0 digital format. They're relieving us from actual real currencies, right? So, I mean, the fiat dollar's trash, but the point is like they're getting rid of pennies, right? So they're bringing out cash out of circulation because we're moving into a cashless system. That's happening worldwide. The Eurozone's issuing CBDCs, highly trackable, highly surveillable. So again, it's just a psyop, guys. It's just a psyop. This is what you need to understand. Also in breaking news, I'm expecting a regime change in Cuba. I'm expecting regime change in Cuba. This is huge. Don't miss this story. While they have you focused on one thing, they're doing something else. Okay, they are attempting a regime change in Cuba. Why? Fortune 100 wants its greedy hands on Cuba. They want to install a McDonald's and a Star Cuckery factory and Star Cucks on every street corner. They want to Americanize it. You know, the big box stores that look freaking hideous. They want to bring out all the culture, destroy all the Cubano culture, all the amazingness of its local history. And they want to just slam in a bunch of freaking Star Cucks and McDonald's. And I'm not joking. Now, I understand the geopolitical side of it. I understand that Cuba, right, is in deep relations with America's enemies, Russia, Iran, China, the list goes on and on. I get it, there's geopolitical concerns, goes all the way back to the Bay of Pigs. I understand all that, but just understand too that, I don't know about you guys. I appreciate people's history and culture. I would much rather visit Cuba, okay, and see the 1950s cars on the road. I would much rather get a piece of their actual cultural history. I would much prefer the integrity. Ideally, if there was a regime change, they can maintain that. But we know how America works. These thugs, these bailout king, Fortune 100, Epstein list thugs. We understand who these people are. We understand how they hate you and all of us tuning in. We understand how they continue to manipulate and rig everything and destroy what is good and holy. We get that. Now, I predicted, of course, there would be a peace deal in Ukraine. Donald Trump's putting pressure on Vladimir Zelensky by Thanksgiving, said he'll pull all American support. Pull all American support if he doesn't cede the territory. Remember, I told you that. I told you that Ukraine would lose. That was a dirty Democrat psyop. It was Joe Biden and those pricks that brought us into that war. And it was a money laundering, I think, event for them to finance all that crap and all the BOMBs, and it was going right back into the dirty, dirty Joe Biden scum family. It was going right back to his dirty, demonic son. You know, the crack addict, right? I could say much worse. I pray for him. I hope he's off drugs and clean now. But we know the dirty dealing of the freaking Obamas and the devil Hillary Clinton, Rod Ham Clinton. We know that Bill Clinton was on the dirty Epstein jet like 36 times. We get all that. So understand, peace is being declared. Massive art of the deal peace negotiations, right? Donald Trump working with China, also his partnership with Saudi Arabia, King bin Salman. Notice that too. That's all a part of the geopolitical setup. We're working as a team. It's not perfect. We have our differences. I get it, guys. We know what happened on 9/11, right, with the Saudis. But again, it's a new age, right? We're brokering some peace. Donald Trump's going to have to work with other nation states, okay, to save this country. You're at war. We are at political war. The Democrats are calling for a coup in the United States. They're literally calling for the disobedience of military presidential executive orders. I want you to think about how dangerous that is. If the military disobeys the president, all hell will break loose. This country will be in fire. So Donald Trump has every right, if it gets worse, to declare the Insurrection Act. He has every right to spout off on Truth Social. He has every right to make the inflection of what would George Washington do. Off with their you-know-whats. Okay? That's what Donald Trump is saying. And we can understand why it's that serious. If there's no law and order, guys, if the military goes against the presidential executive orders, then you don't have a country. Again, have faith, for crying out loud. Have faith. Donald Trump is doing as much as he possibly can. He's not a perfect man. I've argued against things. You know the things I don't like, right? Those things. I've been very against it. This is alternative thinking here. This is the alternative media. So I call stuff out. I'm not in agreement with everything. But Donald Trump is a good man. He is doing everything he possibly can. Have a little freaking faith, for crying out loud. Have faith in our Lord. Have faith in Jesus Christ. Buy the freaking dip. You're right, Turple Nurple. Buy the freaking dip. You want to be buying now. Now, we already know what's going to happen. Of course, they're moving us into robots. Of course, AI. Of course, the slashing of jobs, increased efficiencies, the universal basic income, the adoptions of drones in our sky, delivery vehicles, robot dogs, the war machines governed by companies like Anduril and Palantir. But again, I remind you, this is when you can really separate the men from the boys, right? Are you a man or are you a boy? Are you buying the dips here to get rich, or are you crying like a little wussy? Now, again, we understand what's going on. We know this plan. This is common sense. You want to buy opportunity. You want to scale into the best assets, but most importantly, you don't want to use any debt or leverage. Again, no debt, no leverage, no bank debt. All my properties are owned outright here at islandproject.com. Deck to $50 million. That'll be filled instantly through the end of the year here. All no bank debt. When we go public, see our terms and our big tokenization, multi-billion-dollar tokenization, that will be the pseudo leverage, right? Buy more properties, all of our flagship, make all of my investors super rich, no downside, no bank debt, live your investment, enjoy the properties, come and visit, have a great time. Get your cash flows, your large capital gains, the list goes on and on. Sun your freaking diamond balls on the beach. It's why I told you to live your investment. It's why we have no bank debt, because we understand what's going to happen next. So this is huge news. You are at war with the Democrats now. Wall Street chaos for a reason. Like and share. It's very important you get this out. Look, they're going to cut rates, guys. I don't care what the central bank is saying. They've got to cut rates. Japan, I'm watching the carry trade. Interest rates are soaring in Japan. They just announced a new bailout. The new bailout is billions and billions of dollars, probably soon to be trillions. The United States will be cutting into it. Again, they've got 50-year mortgages coming for the millennial generation, which I think is kind of funny. You know, baby boomers bought their first house. God bless you guys. I mean, I would have done the same too. But like, you know, we go back to the 1950s, you could buy your house for like 30K in cash. Now the same house is going for $2 to $3 million. It's being sold to millennials under 50-year mortgages. What a scam. That's only going to create more hyperinflation, more destruction for the middle class. 50-year mortgages, you'll be dead before you pay it off. But again, America's a racket. Wall Street's a scam. The dollar is worthless, which is why you want to get into assets that is backed by real stuff. Hard assets, gold, silver, Bitcoin, things that are deflationary, because anything denominated in dollars that's real, backed by something real, keeps soaring. Why? Because the dollar's dead. And that's actually what the elites want, because of course they're resetting it. So the Dow has surged in a massive 800-point rally today. Crypto has been yo-yoing. It's been, dramatic, a leading indicator for AI. NVIDIA put out really good numbers proving that really good numbers and profit margins and sales revenues and all that kind of stuff is beyond expectations. We're in a singularity type event. And I also want you to understand too that the elites want to confuse you. They want to create chaos. They want to shake you out. They want to manipulate your mind. They want to create so much fear you lock yourself in your house and throw a face diaper and inhale dust particles. Okay, they want you suddenly. I want you living an amazing life for the King. I want you faith first, God first. I want you going big now in your life, steadily buying the dips, dollar cost averaging, sticking to your plan. I want you hopeful for the future. I want you realizing the 1000x gains in the quarter centennial along with all of us. I want you out of the banks now that don't have any reserve requirements. They're at zero, that ripped you off in 2008 and 09. I want you living your best life, living your investment. I like this new camo one. It's pretty dope here, islandproject.com. I want you in to the lucky 100 finite units, the 100 spots of additional investors before we go public and live and operational next year in Deck 2. I want you taking advantage of that opportunity. And so I'm very, very bullish here. And it's easy to see, I've been tracking everything, doing a lot of deep dive research, really watching the financial system and the markets in the last couple of days. It's very easy to see the con that Wall Street's putting on right now. It's very easy to see what they're doing. And guess who's at the source of it, guys? It's the same companies buying all the middle class housing in America. It's the same companies directly intertwined with the CIA. It's the same companies that helped with the bailouts in 2008-09. It's the same companies that were the essentials that locked you in your house in 2020, closed your business down. It's those same pricks, and we know who they are. They own 95% of the U.S. stock market. They're attempting to buy all of the Bitcoin. They're greedy. Again, these people want you broke. BlackRock wants you in poverty, guys. They want you in poverty. I want you rich. That's why your financial advisor sucks, because he's in bed with BlackRock. He's selling you BlackRock ETFs. He's selling you Black Cuck Larry Stink financial products. They're only helping the beast. They don't provide any real solutions or real alternatives. Again, let me remind you, I was first in the world to recommend go all in, tell you to buy Bitcoin under 1,000. I told you to buy at 3,500. I told you to buy at 16,000. I'm telling you to buy right now today at 85K. I'm telling you to buy if it goes lower to 65K. We should pray it goes to 10K. Well, we'll buy all of it. If it goes to $1, I'm throwing everything at it. Again, you should only pray for these opportunities if you want to get rich. Lower your cost basis through dollar cost averaging. It's called DCAing. There's a benefit to that. No one can time the market, including me, perfectly, but I do know when things are a screaming buy. I mean, look at this, guys. Fear and greed's at 11. It's like at the lowest level it's ever been. By the way, 11's my lucky number. It used to be my water polo number. Check that out. It's literally at an all-time low. Everyone's panicking. Oh, Bitcoin's dead, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's moving this direction. Oh, Ray Dalio's scared. The list goes on and on. Bitcoin, it could be hacked by quantum computing. I mean, what are they going to tell us next? Oh, aliens are going to hack Bitcoin. I mean, again, it's all a con. It's all a rig job. Just like 2020, just like 2008 and 09. Just like now, just like everything else, just like fake space. I'll have to comment on it briefly. NASA, did you know NASA gave us a new photo yesterday? Yeah, it was a little dot. They say it's the 3-eye atlas. It's funny, someone called in and they're like, yeah, hey, NASA, how come you can supposedly, allegedly see a grain of sand under a microscope in Mars, which is like a gazillion miles away, but the picture of the 3-eye atlas comet looks like a fart? And they couldn't even answer. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because it's all freaking lies. Again, do you have faith? Go to the Bible, go to God, stick to your game plan here. And I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Massive geopolitical events, peace deals are coming, major secretive announcements coming from Donald Trump. We'll see what happens. I don't know. BlackRock might actually be successful here. If they take out Michael Saylor, nationalize him, they'll then grab all that Bitcoin, repay shareholders, right? Then what they'll do is it'll sell it at discounts to other people on Wall Street, right? It'll be net neutral. I think they'll keep Michael Saylor onto the company, but then that way BlackRock has control of it. It's called a hostile leveraged buyout. That's what I think is happening right now. I think they're manipulating the financial system to see how much pain Michael Saylor can withstand before hostilely taking it over, marrying with it through nationalization, just like Trump did with Intel. Let's say they take 5%, 10%, 15% in a crypto company bailout of Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy, now Strategy. Then they own it and they control it. And the greedy black cock rocks will then be able to manipulate the entire Bitcoin space. See, that's the real threat. It's not quantum computing or Bitcoin being hacked or anything. I'd worry more about your bank account, your ATMs collapsing. I mean, during the next EMP, you won't be able to get cash out of a bank, okay? Your funds via satellites in the sky, in lower Earth orbit, not space, because space is fake, okay, with any power in any country, on any place on Earth or anywhere in the universe is far more secure through SHA encryption, through decentralization than a dirty, stupid, zombie, fake, TARP, bank bailout, taxpayer-infused, funded, dirty, racketeering Epstein relationship with JP Morgan Chase would ever be. Same thing with your stock accounts and funds. Don't you log in with just a simple password? I mean, if Ray Dalio, he's a friend of mine, I say it with respect, but if you're worried about quantum computing hacks, if I was the average American, I'd be withdrawing all of my money from every single banking financial institution on planet Earth. And I'd be more worried about nukes going off because all the nuclear codes in the black book, the suitcase that carries behind Trump's, are encrypted by the same high levels of encryption, which would mean in nanoseconds, the whole world would implode. So again, understand what's coming. Like and share. I'm passionate because I know I'm preaching from the through the Holy Spirit that I'm just truth bombing over here today so hard. And guys, you have to understand everything's at stake. Donald Trump will pull this out. Never bet against him. Never bet against me, the general. Never bet against yourself, and never bet against God. Never bet against Jesus. The millennial reign of the kingdom of God is at hand, up only. Donald Trump will pull this off into the golden age. It's going to be volatile. It's going to be crazy, guys. I don't know what's going to happen next, like every little thing. There's unpredictable natures. We saw, God, what terrible, what happened, the human sacrifice of Charlie Kirk. We saw what happened. Again, it's going to be wild. Think about the Civil War, the Revolutionary War. Think about our founding fathers. Think about what the baby boomers went through with Vietnam and the protests in the street and the civil rights movement. And, think about indigenous populations and the conquering of the West and the French-American War. I mean, think about all of it. It's chaos and chaos and chaos and chaos. So don't expect it to be perfect, but keep your faith where it matters most and empower your family with the right tools, the right investments, the right mindset, the right philosophy, the right stewardship. Again, I've been very public about this for years. I'm so strong opinion on this, why we have no bank debt, because I'm against any bank debt. I think people that have leverage, including Michael Saylor, I mean, they're playing with fire. We have no bank debt, guys. We're the safest asset in the world. There's no downside because it's already owned outright with no bank debt. Cash flows come in, rental income comes in, and then long-term historical blueprint of capital appreciation sends even our founders fund one to $100+ million in the next 5 to 10 years doing nothing. We don't even have to tokenize. Worth 150 million bucks. Our 50 million deck two soon to be launched and announced, which RSVP with my father, 808-442-2934. That's why you want to get your money out of the banks and something certain. You want certainty. I don't know about you, but I want certainty. When we buy more real estate, it's certain. It's a physical asset. It has no bank debt. There's no leverage. Again, leverage is when you get into trouble. You know, I hope Michael Saylor, I'll pray for him, but I hope he's not, number one, hope he's not in on it. There's a possibility of that. He's always been in on it, right? They're running a psyop. But if he's not in on it, you know, I'm praying that he's not over leveraged, because it would be a catastrophe if BlackRock buys all the Bitcoin. I mean, if that happens, then we really might want to consider diversifying and divesting more. Notice this. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I've never been. I've always told you to be diversified on a host of assets and maintain an asset allocation. I'm not one of these Bitcoin maxis now flip-flopping into Zcash like the Winklevoss twins. I mean, honestly, I'm calling them out, dude. That's pathetic. You should be ashamed of yourself. What, you're a Bitcoin maxi all these years and now you're jumping ship like a rat? I mean, honestly, you look pathetic. You look like a loser. I'm just being honest. By the way, their exchange has deteriorated in recent years. I used to recommend them, but I don't recommend them anymore because I've heard horrors, you know, from normal people, their accounts being frozen and stuff. I'm calling your asses out. Okay, the best exchange, and it's been my number one pick this whole time. It's not perfect, is Coinbase. Tons of opportunity. Tons of opportunity. What are the narratives? AI, real world asset space, RWA, which is what we do, gaming. Will be huge. Reserve asset tokens like reserve rights. By the way, let me mention this. RSR, my top pick. Again, along with Litecoin, that's my privacy pick. Okay, along with Trump, that's my meme pick. Understand, just because I don't mention a specific token in every single video, doesn't mean that the asset allocation's changed. I'm constantly telling you about new technologies, where the opportunities are. Nothing's changed. If I make a change, you'll hear about it at school. First, before the public, before these videos. At islandprojectclub.com. Again, when I've recommended other picks under like 500K and they win 100X, only my students know about it. I enrich this community. I make you strong for the future, just like I'm doing today, just like I'm doing now. So folks, again, it's going to get hot. It's going to get hot. Plan for the Insurrection Act to be declared. Plan for some serious events hitting American cities. Plan for the radical leftist Democrats calling for more of treason, essentially, which is what they did yesterday. They're calling for treason, dude. They're calling for treason. Could you imagine if you served in the U.S. military, you watch that video, you can't think for yourself, you start turning on the president? I mean, those radical Democrats might have activated Manchurian candidates, for crying out loud. I mean, look at how scary America has been with people like Charlie Kirk, et cetera. And they're calling for that. They're calling for disunity and disharmony within the American military. I know what George Washington would have done. I know what Abraham Lincoln would have done. It would have been off with their you-know-whats. So Donald Trump has every right to protect the United States, our intelligence agencies, our military, which they're not perfect, but they've done a damn good job. And they just revealed the Epstein files. You're welcome. And Donald Trump is leading the greatest nation state and country that the world's ever seen. He's not perfect, but don't bet against him. He's not a perfect man or a perfect vessel. None of us pretend to be. Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye without sin, cast the first stone. It's a lot harder to get into the ring. It's a lot harder to lead. It's a lot harder to build. It's a lot harder to bet on God. It's a lot harder to have ultimate faith when the world appears to be dark and sinful. It is a lot harder to grow diamond nuts and go all in. It's a secret to success. Never quit. It's all about your mindset, which is why I've always said, think and grow Bitcoin rich. Think and grow islandprojectrich.com. The digital Noah's Ark, registered trademark, Live Your Investment, registered trademark, alternative media television, registered trademark, Diamond Nuts, registered trademark, owner of BitcoinRich.com, XRPRich.com, LitecoinRich.com, the list goes on and on. IslandProject.com, Island Project freaking Club, because we be clubbing. So huge opportunities. Buy now. Understand huge geopolitical shocks. And here's the thing you guys aren't thinking of. Here's what the American public doesn't see yet. Huge surprises, magnificent upside announcements, Huge crypto bullishness coming through the end of the year. Massive announcements from Trump, massive announcements from Eric Trump, massive announcements from the cryptocurrency asset reserve. I mean, guys, they're going to light it up. We're going to have a Trump clause rally. Trump will be sailing to new all-time highs. Meme coin's going to the freaking roof. So is RSR, owned but founded by Peter Thiel, owned and founded by ChatGPT OpenAI AI founder Sam Altman. It's all going through the freaking roof. Litecoin's going to my targets. You've asked me what my target. I've told you what my targets are. 13,000 plus in Litecoin, guys. This thing's taking out hundreds of billions of dollars, going to $1 trillion market cap. Charlie Lee's the real freaking Satoshi. It's true privacy coin. It's true MWeb privacy. You want to get in on that. You want to be buying more Bitcoin here while everyone's hating on it. This is the time to buy all of this stuff, real world assets, before they cut rates and slash them to zero with the new Federal Reserve chairman, before these properties continue skyrocketing, ocean, beachfront, on the huge peace news, which we already predicted. Ukraine will cede territory. Putin will keep what's his. Massive deals will be cut. Trump is bringing in hundreds of billions of dollars in capital from tariffs. Look, there's going to be some growing pains. Look what they tried to do to him in Butler, Pennsylvania. You don't think that it's going to get spicy. It's going to get a little exciting. But these are the opportunities. Even my father-in-law, great man, real cowboy. I call myself the digital cowboy. I'm more of a city boy, although I've learned a lot from him. But he always told me years ago when I was starting all my businesses that, Christopher, there's always opportunity in the madness. There's always opportunity when things are in chaos. He told me this. There's always opportunity in disruption. And he's a great man. He always, gave me encouragement. He said, no, this is when you strike, son. This is when you go all in. This is when you build. This is when you have faith. Ride it, baby, is what he said. He's a real cowboy and a farmer, grew up on a farm, et cetera, a very successful entrepreneur and family man. He's like, enjoy the freaking ride. Enjoy the ups, enjoy the downs, enjoy the dippity dip, freaking go for it, baby. Fire some GUNs, right? Have a good time in this short journey that is life. Enjoy the pain sometimes. Enjoy the suffering. Enjoy the unknown. Enjoy when things are hot. Enjoy the all-time highs. Enjoy the successes. Enjoy the trophies and the victories. But that really don't matter. What matters the most is your faith, your salvation, the ride itself, and the journey. I mean, I can tell you firsthand, even with Island Project, after our massive blowout success, world record championship. I mean, congratulations to all my members. I mean, successfully funding $33.5 million in 3 freaking years, just like God said, owning all these amazing mega mansions, soon to be worldwide, massive profits, capital gains, living your investment, enjoying all these beach and I mean, it's amazing. But honestly, the accomplishment isn't the biggest thing. It's that ride, it's that journey, it's that passion, it's the spark for life. It's the 1,000 freaking X. It's the diamond nuts, man. It's riding that freaking horse now. So understand that. If you can't cure that, if you don't have that, if you don't have that faith, if you don't have the rock, if you don't have the steadfastness of Jesus Christ the King, you don't have that salvation. No amount of money or success is going to give that to you. It won't fill the hole. No Lamborghini will. No gold Rolex. They're nice. Go get them. Buy a lot of them. Buy Learjets. Buy yachts. Don't let Jeff Bezos be the only guy with 40 houses. You get yours. So I built Island Project. We're fighting the deep state, ladies and gentlemen. You want to get in and own this stuff. Do it. Be charitable. Build your churches, man. Okay, those are just things. They're just life lessons along the way. They're just tools. It's just energy. It's energetic nature. That's what prosperity is. It lives inside here. It's in the soul. The key even to the success of these entire platforms, the billions of people we've reached, from Greenwave, from a basement, from broke to freaking super rich, now with no bank debt. It was all about that journey. I would have never lasted that long if I didn't have it in my heart. So you have to understand, what are you really shooting for? What really matters to you? When you're in those moments where the tough is getting tougher, right? And the tough gets going or whatnot. Like, what are you really searching for? What is your core value proposition? What do you really believe in? Squeeze your freaking nut. Slap yourself across the face. Be a man. Be a man. We need leaders. We need 76 diamond nutters. We need strong women, which we have at islandproject.com. We need Christian freaking Navy SEAL team ballers. Squeeze them. Slap yourself across the face. Wake up. Life is short. Do not comply. Build with us at islandproject.com. Get rich now. Buy the freaking dippity dip and go all in. See our terms and disclaimers. I'm not a crappy financial advisor. Your financial advisor is a freaking idiot, broke, drives a freaking Hyundai. I've been telling you to buy Bitcoin for 2 decades now. All these pricks have been wrong. Larry Fink told you not to buy Bitcoin. Now he wants to gobble it all up because he's a greedy prick. He's trying to shake you out and shake out the entire market. All these people told you not to buy Bitcoin. I told you to buy it. Now what are they doing? They're manipulating and rigging the system. Don't let them do it. Pray for Michael Saylor too. I don't know him personally, so I can't personally vouch. I've always preferred to buy Bitcoin direct. I don't know why people think it's better to own Bitcoin through him. I mean, why not just take private sovereignty over? But we should pray for him because let's pray he's not too levered, right? Because if he is, the government forces an Enron situation. Then BlackRock will seize control. That's the last thing we want. That would be a catastrophe. I mean, they'll still pump it, to new all-time highs. Bitcoin's still going to $3-5 million no matter what, even if BlackRock controls the entire market. But that's not what we want from a freedom perspective or a decentralization perspective. So here's what I want you guys to do. I need your help. I can't do this alone. If you've been here this entire video, I want you to do something entirely free. I want you to bet on yourself. I want you to change your mindset. I want you to weaponize your mind to 1,000 freaking X. I want you growing diamond nuts. I say it peacefully. Slap yourself across the freaking face. Okay, squeeze those freaking balls. Squeeze the ovaries. Okay, get hard. Stay hard hitting it in your face. Stick to your freaking plan. Bet on yourself. Bet on God. Have faith, my son. Have faith, my daughter. Have faith. Stay the course. Know that I am God. Be still. And know that he is the king. And he is in full, absolute dominion, incredible control, perfect control. And even when we can't see it, even when you can't, even sometimes when I can't see it, where do we place our bets? Where do we put the living hope? Where do we go to? We go straight to him, man, straight to God. His plan is better than ours. It's better than yours. His master design is perfection. Every child is perfect. That's why I'm against abortion. That's why I went to war with the doctors for my daughter of faith. They all told us to abort. We went to freaking war. I spent ungodly amounts of money. Honestly, we went to the best surgeon in the world. We told them to back the freaking off. All children are perfect. Every person is perfect with their disabilities, with their flaws, with whatever they are. It's perfect design. Everything in nature is perfect. All of it is perfect. It is God's will. It is God's vision. We must protect that. We must go to the core of that, the source of that. We must entrust ourselves into the living hope. We must be bold, spreading the gospel, saving souls. We must fight back peacefully and do it with a loving heart. We must remind ourselves what's important in our lives. We must enjoy the ride. So I don't know about you, but I'm putting on my digital friggin' cowboy hat and we freaking rocking it to the freaking moon, baby. We going straight freaking up. We're buying dippity dips all freaking day. We going straight to the freaking moon because God created that. And the earth is a freaking dome and space is freaking fake and you're never, because faith is real. You're never going to freaking Mars. And this stupid 3-eye atlas and all that is a bunch of BS. Picture looks like a freaking dotted fart. And we're calling you out, NASA, lame. It ain't real. It's all a psyop. So are all these Pentagon disclosures of the UFOs and the fake aliens and yada, 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 and the stupid fear-mongering that we've been seeing all these years. Oh, lock yourself in your house, throw plastic over your face, pollute the oceans. You know how many face masks were all over the oceans killing fish? All through those entire years, I used to see it strangulating fish, strangulating our coral reefs. Just a bunch of dirty freaking leftist Democrat trash everywhere. Just destroying the culture, destroying the oceans, destroying the plant life. Turtles inhaling it and dying right on the freaking beaches. Remember how they told you stay safe? They care about the environment. They care about the climate and all this crap as they destroyed and they polluted. And you're inhaling particles into your freaking lungs, straight into your soul, and the suddenlies everywhere, and the fear-mongering and the scare-mongering, and get your body bags out, they said. All freaking lies. They kept their businesses open and closed yours. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. So where do you stand? Where do you put your faith? Where is the living hope? I just told you, and I also told you specifically what to do. No margin, no bank debt. DCA. Buy the best assets now. Get out of the banks. Prepare for the reset in the golden age. Prepare for major announcements. Don't pay attention to the volatility. Stick to the plan. Again, if you change course in your life, your salvation, your business, your job, your relationships, that's when you fail. Again, fight for what you want in life. I'm rich. Take it from me. I fight for what I want. You know what I want? I want to be saved by God. I want to spread the light and the good cheer of the Holy Gospel. I want to bring souls to the kingdom of God. It ain't about the money. Everything I show you guys, the Lambos, the fast cars, the mega mansions, I'm showing you that for a freaking reason. To empower you, to make you rich. It is the best investment in the world. You can live a great life with other Christians. You can do big things. You can build churches. You can save souls. But I'm showing you it's just a weapon. These are just tools and energy. It's water. It's just like Noah. It's the gopher wood. Help us construct it. Deck 2 is coming. The real ark was 3 decks. So is the digital Noah's Ark, 3 decks. 1, the foundation, the cornerstone, already completed successfully. Already finished. No bank debt. Deck 2, just 100 investors are coming in. See our terms and disclaimers. Finished. Soon to be as we close out the end of the year. Deck 3 is the public launch, the 1000X. That's our IPO equivalent. All of my members, everyone on board Deck 1 and Deck 2, the fund 1 round. Deck 2, only upside. Only upside. Separate event, see my terms. You'll get your Island Project tokens. Even if at 30X's, you're a freaking millionaire. We've seen Fartcoin go 1000X for crying out loud. We've got cash flows, baby. We're the first to do it. And more importantly, I'm not the one that's going to do it. God is. I bet on God. When he told me to start the ark, I started it. And I went to war on your behalf. When he told me to start Greenway from a basement, broke as crap, he said, put your butt on camera and do it for me. When he brings me on camera, has me speak about the word, he tells me, bring it. Give this demonic, sinful world hell, Christopher. You freaking bring it. You lift people up. When I get down, or I'm thinking, oh man, things are looking kind of scary, I go straight back into the Bible. I read to keep my faith. I read about the disciples. I read about Jesus walking on water. I read and I hear from him. Keep my eyes focused on him. Keep your eyes focused on the Lord. Keep your eyes focused on faith first. When the world comes against you, it tells you, hey, abort your kid, I go to war. You need to go to war too. When they said close your business down, you go to war. Do you understand? When they tell you to comply, you go to war. You don't comply. Never been swabbed, never been touched, never complied. Will do nothing they freaking say. Ever. You go to war. The only regrets you'll ever have in your life is not going to war when the times get tough. And the important part about that is you can do it peacefully. You can do it solution-oriented, just like Jesus did. Jesus wasn't carrying this. He was carrying the heart of God, the ultimate strength. He peacefully protested with his actions. He went from town to town. He dusted his feet. He showed the miracles. He walked on water, showed people what they needed to see. People had to see it. They had to see Lazarus rise from the dead. They had to see him walk on water. They had to see him turn loaves of bread to feed everybody. He had to see all that. He had to show them too. He had to show them. Do you understand? You've got to show people, baby. Sometimes you got to show the Rolexes and the Lambos and the freaking mega mansions. You got to show so they believe. There's a reason Jesus did it, and there's a reason we've done it too. Oh yeah, it's awesome. We are the gold Rolex of real estate ownership, beachfront, oceanfront. We're badass, baby. But again, there's a higher message. There's a higher truth. God first, faith first. I love you all. We're about 47 minutes in. Please do me a favor, like and share. I need your help. Get the message out now. There's so much terrible news out there. There's so much fear-mongering going on. The mainstream media is weaponized against the American people. People are controlled by their cell phones. Now they're rolling out Ozempic and all this other crap. That stuff's terrible for you guys. I have to say it's my opinion. Please stay away. You can cure depression. You can cure addiction. You can cure a poverty mindset. You can cure your relationships. You can cure your health and wellness. You can get ripped. You can get strong. You can cure your mindset. And guess what the cure is? It ain't a pill being sold by the deep state. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's the truth. It ain't coming from Fortune 100. It's coming from Jesus Christ and the living word and the living testimony. And if you really want to be healed and you want to be cured, none of us are perfect. We're all sinners, including myself. That's the source. That's what you want to be taking. That's what you want to be focused on, guys. And everything else is a hotbed of freaking lies. All of it. If you want to be free with what comes next into the agenda of 2030, you need to get out of the banks. If you want to resist the mark along with us. You want to be in a private ecosystem you control, that you have private ownership over. You want sovereignty, freedom, and liberty, and you want to protect yourself as a Christian, your kids, leave a legacy asset to your grandkids. You onboard this like hell. You get into that deck too. You freaking go all in. Do you understand me? We have built the worldwide network for a reason. We have built the flagships and the digital Noah's Ark for a reason. We have no bank debt for a reason. We are a rock on the cornerstone of God. We ain't on debt like Michael Saylor. We don't issue freaking bonds to buy more leverage. We don't do any of that because it's not biblical. That's what you need to be doing. Be the solution. Be the light. And at the very least, like and share this video. You can do that for free. And start with this. I've always said this at all my schools. From the time Bitcoin was at 1,000, the host of thousands of videos I've produced, all of it, all of the predictions, everything. I've always told you that it starts with the seed of an idea of a mindset shift. Now, let me explain this to you. Like when I see the crypto, let's just talk about crypto. When I see the market, I'm looking at it like praying it goes lower right now because I know each Bitcoin is going to be $1 million plus. So when I see it at 80K, I want that. You understand? I'm praying it goes to 65K. I'm praying for Saylor. I hope it doesn't get liquidated because I think it would be bad for the whole market. Man, I'm praying it goes there. I want that Bitcoin. Do you understand? We want these assets just like this, just like this, just like I go to war and fight BlackRock every single day. I'm fighting massive hedge funds every single day to buy properties. That's all of our deals. Cash, man. We're going all in. Like our ski lodge in Park City, I made the offer within hours of the listing. The hedge funds were already over and I seized it. Deployed $6 million. Place is worth like $8 now. It's only been a year, guys. We're at war. Go to war peacefully. Fight for what you want. Make your purpose so passion-filled, life-filled, hope-filled in the morning. Make your vision so big. Okay, make your goals so massive it's worth fighting for. It's worth waking up early. It's worth going to the gym for. It's worth fighting for your family for. It's worth all of it. It's worth being in the trenches. It's worth the discipline. Division I All-American, water polo player right here. I had some great mentors throughout my life and great Christian mentors, and I still do. One of them I've mentioned before. His name was Jan, world-class bodybuilder, wrestler, athlete from Poland. He was actually good friends. I don't know if they aligned politically speaking. I don't think they did there, but with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He used to show me pictures on the beach and publications. He looked, honestly, bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger. Pretty much a Greek god in human form. I remember in high school, I started as a freshman, I started training with him. He had me on the craziest discipline routine. It was like living in the army. Like I had to wake up at 4, lift weights, eat right, take supplements, sweat my balls off, get my ass kicked, bleed. And then 6 months later, I'd be like, yeah, man, this is getting hard. He'd be like, stick with it. Do not shift. Follow exactly this blueprint. Keep it going. And then like a year would pass. All of a sudden, I started getting 6-pack abs. I put 20 pounds on and pure muscle mass. I started kicking everybody's ass in the water. Instead of myself getting my ass kicked, which is how I started in the game, getting drowned underwater, kicked in the balls, spit on. My nose has been broken like 6 freaking times. It's never been fixed. Then I started delivering. Made me a world-class All-American, a Division I All-American. I was also Century League Swimming Champion of the Year. I was MVP of our championship game, scored 4 goals, 1 from half court. We beat Foothill, and guess who was in the stands to watch it all? Jan. Hope he's still alive. I don't know if he's still alive. He's always a great inspiration. He also came from Poland. He was rich in Poland. When he came to America, he had to flee communism. He had nothing in his pocket. Arnold Schwarzenegger has a similar story. Couple $100, nothing. He had to leave boatloads of cash and capital and all of his real estate. He had to flee the freaking country, dude. Came with nothing. Built himself up, personal training, life coaching, kicked major butt, he's a huge influence on my life. I mean, think about it. That's prosperity. That's prosperity, mentorship, building other people up at our schools, making you rich, giving you tools. That's real prosperity. So understand that key point and understand what's being done to you and understand that the people in charge, many of them, they're evil. BlackRock is evil. Okay, they don't care about you at all. Again, they told you not to buy Bitcoin. Now they're trying to scam the whole market and grab all of it. I want you to think about how evil that is, how evil it is. Focus on light, hope, goodness, truth. Focus on God. Focus on yourself and your families and your churches and your community, and be an example worth calling yourself a leader. I love you. God bless. Fight for what you want. Go to war when they push back, and do it peacefully with us at islandproject.com. The digital Noah's Ark. Links below. Like it, share it, get it on Facebook. Follow me at AMTV Media. Follow me on Rumble. We're over there on Rumble now too at AMTV Media. Follow us everywhere. Facebook just exploded. We're almost to like 500,000 new followers. We're freaking dominating, guys. Deck 2 opening up soon for a limited time. Just 100 people are getting in. Links below, 808-442-2934 to RSVP. 808-442-2934. The only place you can RSVP is with my father, Papa John, at 808-442-2934.